You don't have to turn it off. Well, hello there. So I don't see anyone yet. They were a little slower coming on last night too. So, but okay, so I'm back to saying so. So I gotta stop it.
Stop saying so?
Yeah.
How about if I just say needle and thread?
I know.
Cheyenne just came on.
Have we seen Cheyenne before? I don't think so.
And Sandy has come on.
Oh, I don't see Sandy. Sandra, you mean? Sandra Murray?
Sandy, our cousin.
Oh, okay. I don't see her yet. So.
Hi, Sandy. Hi, Cheyenne.
Yeah. Hello.
How is everybody?
And there's Amanda.
See, and I don't see Amanda.
Well, maybe they'll start showing up in a few minutes. Sometimes it's a little delayed.
Okay.
And I am still going to write down the other Sandra's name so that I remember to pull for her. That was actually pretty amazing that we saw her last night.
Pretty cool.
All right. So I am using this new deck again, Arcanium. So this is a brand new deck. It's a really pretty deck. And I did the same thing. I looked it up. So that's, I don't know, can you see it?
Yeah, it's very cool.
So, okay, so we have Jessica and Faye on.
Yes, we do. And I am using a deck I've never used before. It is the Legend of the Arthurian Tarot. This is a gift from a friend many years ago. And her family was the inspiration for the faces of the characters.
Okay. And I think that's pretty neat that someone used themselves to build a deck.
And I see Kathy.
Now yes, I see Kathy, and now I see Sandy. So
and I hope everyone's doing well.
Yeah, it's been... I like Sandy. Hello, my cousins. Hope all is well.
Well, Sandy, I don't know about you, but there's major snow, and tomorrow there is a heavy snowfall warning. Today I drove home in a whiteout.
Wow.
I was not overly amused. I have had enough. Mind you, about the first week it hit the ground, I went, oh, wow, this is so pretty. Goodbye.
Well, and Tracy's on.
Hi, Tracy.
We don't have snow here, but Sandy's in lockdown between, I think it's Chilliwack and all the way to Vancouver, the Fraser Valley, and the coastal region has locked everyone down for 2 weeks, not allowed to travel. And on the island, they have suggested we do not leave the island. Oh, Sandy says she doesn't have to shovel hers, so that's always good.
Another dry.
So, okay, well, shall we start with Cheyenne? And just to work. All right. Yeah, you just have to drive in it. But that's true. We're allowed to go to work, but that's it. Work and groceries on the mainland, that's all they're allowed. They're in lockdown. They can't go visit. They can't have extra people in their houses. And
yeah, I understand that. I appreciate
so do I.
that. We're not doing that here, and it can be a little bit frustrating because, you know, I had people show up randomly on the weekend, and I'm a high-risk candidate. I don't know about anyone else out there, but I have a heart condition. It's a rare one, but it puts me at risk, and I appreciate being in lockdown.
Yeah. It's been great for my diet. I've actually lost weight. Okay. Hi, Cheyenne. So I picked the 10 of Pentacles for you. And this is new opportunities. It's achieving your dreams, your desires, but it's also being able to stand up for yourself and financially and emotionally. So if you are working, then I'm going to say continue working, or there's a new job coming towards you. But it's also a window of opportunity, Cheyenne. Move forward, embrace the opportunity, and don't be afraid to walk through that new door and see what's waiting for you.
And I picked the Magician. I don't know if you can see that very well.
Yes, you can.
And like I said, this is the first time using the deck, so I'm just going to touch base a little bit with the book. It talks about, Merlin, he goes a little bit of isolation so that he can think about what he's doing. Isolation is not a bad thing right now, because you want to make sure you're not draining your energy, because there'll probably be, like D'Arcy said, an opportunity at work that's going to require all your energy, and you want to make sure that you have the energy and the skills to do it.
Yes. And Amanda, I did actually realize after I said Cheyenne, it's just you guys all have different last names, so it sort of throws me a little. So Amanda, I picked the Ace of Swords. I'm sort of thinking, I remember picking it last night, but the two eagles in competition. And eagles actually mate for life, so that's always a good sign. But the crown and the energy going through it, which means intuitive abilities, reawakening, and maybe you're going to get more messages from people on the other side, like your dad and anyone else that you cared about. So be open to the messages that are being directed towards you.
Don't forget to breathe once in a while, too. So like I said, these are really different. This is the Page of Shields. Wait a sec. And this is, you're a person that kind of, it says that you're a person that can focus on a goal. So I'm being told that you have a goal in mind, you know where you want to go, and you have great self-discipline. So rely on that. And just focus on where you're going.
Okay, so I'm just going to go in order that they're on StreamYard. I realize we're probably out of order, but this way I know what's happening. So next is Jessica. Good evening, Jessica. And this is about patience. Temperance is patience, but it's dealing with both fire and water. And normally water puts out fire unless there's oil on it. But this looks like it's sort of like a smooth transition. So there's a shift, a change around you. You could be moving. You could be heading to a different position. And they're saying it's going to be a smooth transition. And with the angel wings and everything, Jessica, it makes me feel that maybe you have an intuitive gift as well, and that you should be listening to spirit as they talk to you.
And this is for who?
Jessica.
Cool. Jessica, I pulled for you the Two of Swords, another really cool card. And then the Two of Swords is kind of sort of strange because it also calls itself the Knight of the Two of Swords. This talks about trusting your judgment, and although you don't like to always conform to a traditional path without question, that once in a while, in the next few weeks, you might be faced with a decision that you'll just have to trust blindly that you're doing the right thing and not question yourself so much.
I think it's hard not questioning yourself when you're doing something and when you're looking for an answer to something.
I know, and yet it's so odd to pull the Two of Swords, which is about walking blindly.
Yeah, it's literally closing your eyes and trusting that spirit, fate, your heart, your energy is telling you what to do.
I'm really glad there's a plank underneath you that's about to be pulled out. I'm sorry.
Yeah, or a rug. Okay, so next is Faye. Hello, Faye. How are you doing? Faye, 8 of Coins. And this is creativity. I don't know how many times I'm going to pick a card that tells you to be creative, Faye. But this is also looking back and look at all the angels in the sky and people talking to you from the other side and just letting you know that they are around you. But this is also making and achieving not just dreams, but desires, things that you want to do, and take it in stride. Don't go out there willy-nilly and try to do it all at once. Pick one topic and work on it, like your genealogy. pick that topic, work your way through, and put it aside every now and then and try a different topic or subject or craft as you go. Oh, and Grandma says hello. Okay, I'm getting Grandma Grace for all of us, so I'll say hello from Grandma Grace.
So this is the Five of Shields. Now, the Five of Shields, it says underneath so that you can see the wasteland. But what the wasteland is talking about is, like when D'Arcy was saying, write your genealogy, you might get stuck. No, don't. You might get stuck at a dead spot where you're frustrated and you're upset. Just take a step back, relax, and accept that you'll find the answer if you just remain determined.
Okay, so Kathy is next. And as we're sitting here, I'm going through the cards going, no, that doesn't feel right. So I'm going for a card that feels right for Kathy. Okay. So Kathy, I get the moon. And this is for November. Okay, which is, oh, wait, we are in November. So this is for November. And this is about following a path. Look, there's a light that directs this path all the way, and it's also going through maybe a different dimension, so you could be opening up your own intuitive ability and having a chat with spirit that's on the other side. But this is also look at what's around you and appreciate what's there, because one, you never know when you're going to lose it, and two, sometimes we take it for granted. So just have a look around and thank Spirit for what is inside your life, who's inside your life, and for what makes you happy.
So Kathy, I had to bend down because two cards pulled out and one of them fell on the floor. So the first one is the King of Swords. This talks about tormenting yourself with always wondering where the next disaster is coming from. Stop is the message. Stop tormenting yourself with wondering did you make a mistake? Where's the next disaster? What caused this? This card is saying that you're being held captive by the fears that you're generating and that you're to let go of it and to give yourself a bit of a break on it and just relax. And ironically enough, another message, because this is the Three of Swords. And it talks about arguing between friends and family members and being haunted by the pain of the past, where people are telling you to let go and you don't want to let go. So these two cards together say, cut yourself some slack, let go, quit living in the past, quit looking at what the possible mistake was or how to fix it. What's done is done.
Okay, so let's do Sandy and then we'll do Sandra.
Sandy and Sandra.
Yes, so Sandy. I picked the Four of Wands. And this is about celebration, but it's also about rebirth. And when I picked this card, the first person I actually thought of was Michael. And I thought, look at him. He's enjoying himself now. And he's never so far away from you. And I don't know where the birds come in for you, but there's a connection to birds with Michael. And he is celebrating where he is. And to know that he's loved would be important. But the other part is he's telling you to celebrate life. And he's also asking me to ask you to be careful while you're at work. He would not like to see anything happen to you. So on top of that, be careful at work. So wear your mask.
So this is for
Sandy, our cousin.
Hey, Sandy, I hope you're doing well. I chose for you, just a sec. We got to get this because I'm using my work computer right now. The Priestess. They're such cool and beautiful cards, eh? This talks about a connection with the unconscious world and guidance and knowledge. I believe that you are psychic. I don't believe you can belong to a family like ours and not have some intuitive ability. And tap into your own unconscious gifts and really feel that connection with the world, with light, with soul. And things are going to be fine.
Oh, and Sandy, you just hit me. Michael's with your mom, and he's also with his dad's mom. Is that Ethel or Edith? I can't remember. I remember she had a different name, but I just saw them sitting having a glass of wine together. So they are together. Okay. It's okay, Amanda. My daughter and I have different last names too. So I just have to remember when I come on who's who. Okay, now this is for Sandra, the one I can't see, and hopefully she'll show up and see it later.
Sandra Murray?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see it here.
No, I do it whether she's there or not now. So Sandra M, this is for you. This is the Fool. This is taking a chance. It's believing that you're going to step off and that bridge is going to be waiting for you when you step off, like Indiana Jones in Lost Crusaders. Is that the one where he goes looking for the Grail? Anyways, I get them mixed up. But this is about trusting instinct and believing that spirit is out there. Look at all those orbs around them. That spirit is out there to look after you. And then hopefully you've got a pet that would grab you by the ass too if you were doing the wrong thing. So I'm just saying, trust your instincts, trust your pet, and trust in spirit.
And I pulled the Eight of Spears, which is the White Heart. And this talks about going on an adventure, beginning a new journey, journey of self-exploration. So like D'Arcy says, trust your heart and create a little chaos and just go out there and live.
Okay, so Jacina wants to ask a question about her cousin Dee, who wants to know if they're going to get back with Anne, or should she just let him go and move on? Well, in all honesty, I will never tell anyone to move on in a relationship. I would tell them it is more important to follow your instincts and how you feel. And if they're asking this question, there's a reason behind it. So maybe they should look at the reason as to why they're asking the question. They can move on if they want to, but when it comes down to it, it's free will. And it's about their free will.
Granny Beardsley always said that if you have to ask the question, you already know the answer. And that's the only answer to the question I'm able to give.
Yeah.
You know what the answer is. If you're asking it, then you know what you're supposed to do.
Yes. But for Jacina, I will pull a card, and this is the Sun card. This is celebrate life, to have fun, to remember the child inside, and to remember what it's to be loved. So if you're in a relationship or going into one, it's remember to stir the pot of love and keep it warm. Don't burn it, just keep it warm.
That's a good card. I chose the Hermit. Whoops, there. And the Hermit talks about a need for solitude and to just take a little bit of time to care for your body, your heart, and your soul, is what this card says. And about cherishing some time alone. You're always out there for everybody else, so take some time to take care of you. And watch your health. I don't know why I'm going to ask you to do this, but consider going to a doctor, not because you're sick, but more because it's preemptive.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's important to listen to yourself for medical because we know our bodies best. And since we aren't nurses, doctors, medical professionals, it's important, like Penelope says, that you go get it checked. If something's going on, don't sit on it and say, I'll deal with it later. Best to deal with it now. Okay, so next is Sarah. Is someone breaking into your house?
No, that's the cats, because I'm in a different location. Did you see Elaine by any chance?
She's right after Sarah.
Perfect. Okay, so I have them out of order too.
Okay. So Sarah, I picked the Hierophant. And this is such a cool card because there is the numerology and astrology chart behind him. He's holding what I would think is either a Jewish or Russian cross, and he looks like Jesus. So to me, this is a message from the divine coming towards you to say, know you're loved, be in peace, and don't rush to your future, because your future is going to find you all by itself. Okay?
Okay. I picked the Emperor. And the Emperor actually represents Arthur here. This looks a lot like Uncle Don, my piano player that I always called my piano man. This card represents, of course, knowledge and power, but it talks about how you have the ability to meet a challenge and complete it. So somewhere possibly in the next week or two, I believe that there's an opportunity for you to have a chance at leadership and responsibility. And this card tells me you've got it if you want it.
Yep. So
take time to breathe. Do me a favor. Get some Epsom salts, preferably lavender or something with sage, and maybe have a cleansing bath or a shower and sprinkle it on the bottom of the shower, just so you get rid of the negativity that sometimes follows you.
Yeah, good advice. So this is for Elaine. Elaine, I picked the Two of Cups. This is a nice card because it's all about emotions, and it's about being in love. So it could be being in love with love or being in love with another person, but sometimes I think it's fun being in love. Like the idea of being in love with love. I love the feeling. So this is about you. This is your emotional self-worth as well. How much are you worth in that cup? Is it half full or half empty? And I would say that you should be treated like the goddess you are, and don't let anyone treat you any different.
And we all know that you are a goddess. So I picked, let's get this up straight, the Nine of Shields. And I think you're going to understand me when I say this to you, Elaine. Diplomacy and patience. Diplomacy and patience. So when you reach that point that you want to open up those beautiful lips of yours and make that remark, diplomacy. And I think you understand what I'm saying about that. So patience, diplomacy. Bite that tongue occasionally.
Not my strong part.
It depends on my mood.
My mouth seems to open up and all the diarrhea comes out. And it's like, holy cow, did I say that out loud? Actually, you got a story about that. I was graduating university, and one of my professors was a little tough to take. And I'm standing in graduation lineup. I got the gown on. He comes over and he shakes my hand. He actually says, congratulations, you made it. And without even thinking, I said, well, no help to you. And all of a sudden, everyone went quiet around me. And I went, did I say that out loud? And then he went, yes.
See, I can appreciate that. And I had a professor that was a smart ass, and our whole meeting, he made a comment about the fact I showed up to his class in hot pink, and he called me sweet. He called me, what did he call? I called him sweet thing, and he called me baby doll, which I know is totally disrespectful in any era. But on my last day, I handed him in my final, and he said, you know, baby doll, he says, real accountants don't wear hot pink. And they don't wear bangles and bracelets, 12 on each wrist, and earrings that touch their shoulders. And they don't wear tops that show cleavage. And I made some smart-ass remark. And on my grad day, I went to order my gown. You know how you order at D'Arcy? Mm-hmm. And I was told, oh, no, don't worry about it. Mr. B took care of it. And this grad gown was so long in the legs that it literally covered my feet. I had to lift it up not to trip. It came up to my neck when you put the collar on, and down past my fingertips. I came out wearing this, and one of my classmates said, my God, I don't think I've ever seen you so covered in my life.
Well, there you go.
You know, sometimes you can't be quite the smart ass you are and not get caught.
Yes.
Now, who are we pulling a card for next?
First of all, Cheyenne says she went ghost hunting the other day with a few friends, and we all got a sad, hostile feeling, I guess, in the area, and a lot of death in the past. And part of me wants to learn more about the entity we saw, a large backed shadow of a man, but I'm not sure it is fully hostile, dangerous, or if it just lonely and needs help to move on. You answered that question yourself.
And just so someone knows, there's a Taylor Buffalo. Yes, the readings are open to everyone.
Yep.
And Sharon, don't worry, the sisters are still here. We've been referred to as the sisters.
Well, yes.
I feel like we should have like really bad hair and...
I do. That's why it's pinned back tonight. It's like, love the curls, but every now and then I have a bad hair day. So,
like
okay, sure.
It'll be the one with the big nose.
Yeah. So this is for sure. Okay, Cheyenne, okay. In case you didn't get that, help them move on. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, sure. This is movement, shift, change, and it's going forward. And notice there's wings that are helping you. So I would say your parents around you right now, Shar, helping you. And you're in the driver's seat, Shar. It's up to you. What do you want to do now? Totally on your shoulders.
And I agree with D'Arcy. This is the 7 of Shields, and it says that you're going to successfully handle any challenges that come ahead of you, and just a little bit of patience and restraint will prove positive. So again, like D'Arcy says, it's on your shoulders. Just steady, methodical, patient, move forward.
Yes.
Seems to be a theme today.
So, yeah, every now and then there is. Jessica said, thank you for the reading, D'Arcy and Penelope. It was truly appreciated. And Shelby, hello, how are you? So, Shelby, I picked the 2 of Wands, and this is making a decision. And this is normally around work, Shelby. And you're looking out at the horizon saying, what else is out there for me? What else can I do? What would I be good at? Where should I go? So I would say explore some possibilities, and you can do research on it. But I would also say that maybe you need some more education to get you to where you want to be. But this is a positive move because you're not letting go of what you have. You're just holding on to it till you find something new, Shelby. And I'm going to say, even though I said this is work, it could also be a relationship.
Yeah, because here I chose they come up here?
Yep.
The Sun, which is in here, the Page of Cups. And it literally talks about the beginning of a new relationship, a project, the ability to bloom under work circumstances. So show your stuff, shine. Yeah. And that's the same in a relationship too. Like, don't be afraid to show your real self. I'm a firm believer that we should cut to the chase. Although I've been married more than once, and I'm sure my sister will openly admit that, one of the things I am very second one doesn't count. Always remember that the second one doesn't count because he was a honey 3 times. Only divorced twice, but married 3 times, separated altogether. But one of the things I remember saying to my current ex-husband, and we're friends, is he said that one of the things he remembers most about me is I just sort of pulled him aside and said, look, what you see is what you get. 8 mornings, I'm a bitch without coffee or tea. Don't talk to me until I've had it. Here I am. I'm not changing.
Okay. I'm a morning person, and I'll talk your ear off if you stand still long enough. And if you don't stand still, I'll follow you to talk to you. So no. On that note, Taylor, this is for you. This is the Devil. And I love this card because it's about concentration. It's about meditation. It's about being there in the moment, not worried about what's going on around you, but actually there and listening and feeling, and all those emotions causing energy around you to swirl and expand and sometimes explode. But it's also for you to know that you're never tied to any particular object or person. It's like you're the person that people tether to. So you're like an example, Taylor. So be careful of what you're doing because people are watching. Oh my God, I sounded like my grandma. It's like, people see what you do, apparently.
Taylor, I'm just a little bit curious if you're related to Buffalo family in Muscatine or Sampson area. I chose the Two of Spears, which ironically enough talks about planning for the future, which is sort of a contradiction of what D'Arcy said, but kind of planning for the future, the courage and the maturity to move forward, not cling so much to the past and past decisions.
Yeah, I like mine better.
Well, and that's the beauty. I'm just reading what the cards choose. See, yes. I'm like you. I don't flip through and go, no, that one doesn't work. Wait, maybe this one will work.
I've been doing it all night. So Ginger, this is for you. And it is the Star. Well, I don't know if you're old enough to be going through menopause or whatever, but Ginger, if you are, you might want to get it checked, okay? You've been a little cranky lately by this card. So you need to adjust. It's like adjusting the temperature in your house, okay? You just have to adjust your attitude a little. But the really nice thing about this is that there's this sense, a balance around you. Even though I think every now and then you get a little hot under the collar, there's this sense of balance. And your third eye is really vibrating right now. So maybe stop and listen to what is being said to you from the other side. Sort of feel like it's a grandma. Almost want to say you have her name. So whether that's your first middle name, but I feel like she's trying to get through to you to let you know, patience a virtue. Not all of us was born with it.
So before I just want to answer really quick to Taylor. Yes, your mom is absolutely delightful. She did come see me yesterday, and you're welcome to come see me anytime you want. And I appreciate that she told you about me. You should tell her about the show. Now, who did we draw for?
Ginger.
Don't you love the name Ginger? Remember, her dad almost married someone called Ginger.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
I remember Ginger. She's probably one of the favorite almost stepmoms we had.
Oh, she had the coolest tattoo.
Yes.
This is the Ten of Spears. Can you see it?
Yeah.
And this is about feeling like you're out of your own depth at the moment. And I sort of think that ties into what you were saying, right?
Yeah.
And you might be feeling tremendous pressure, but you actually are really awesome and have great gifts and abilities, so rely on them.
Okay, and Kathy says she understands what we're saying, which is nice. And Sandy said Jean is grandma. Okay. And Ethel is Lorraine's mother-in-law. Wow, that's interesting that he's there because it was Ethel. And I would have thought your mom, but I do also believe Jean is the other lady who's with him because she loves him. Sandy. So, okay. So Kathy, I'm trying to let go. How do you stop your mind from thinking thoughts? If it's not in thoughts, it's in dreams. I want to forget and forgive the past. Tell me how to move forward. And honestly, I'm afraid of spirits, so I don't think about them.
I don't think you can forget. It's not that you forget the past, because it's like, you ever tried to forget something you really, really liked, and then it comes back to haunt you, right? Don't forget the past, accept the past. What you do is you accept it. And I have a very pragmatic person in my life who is a fatalist. And how they look at the past is, when I turned 63, what they said to me is, so how old are you? I said, I'm 63. And they said, no, you're 63 years dead.
Oh, nice.
It's the past. You can't go back and change it. You can dissect it, but nothing's going to turn out different. So, for example, I got into a car accident 2 years ago. Going back to the same place and looking at how it happened and trying to dissect what went wrong doesn't change the fact that I got a car accident and I had a level 4 concussion. Nothing changed. So if I found myself nervous going to that intersection, that was Oriole.
Well, let her put her face in there.
How do you change the past? But you don't. You accept. You remember that it's done, it's dead, and you let it go.
Well, and I'll agree with
this. Sorry.
I will agree with some of it, because I do believe in you cannot change the past. You can look at it, but you can't change anything. The past has created you. It's made you who you are. Now, I keep hold of certain things in the past so I don't make the same mistakes in the future. As for moving on, Kathy, that's a choice. I mean, we all could have wallowed in self-pity growing up, but we all chose to put one foot in front of the other. And that's the only way you can do it. And get a journal and start writing out your thoughts, especially before you go to bed, so it clears the atmosphere. Okay, so next is Wes. Hi, Wes. This is the Six of Swords, and this is about movement, change. You could be moving into a different location. You could be taking a new job, and there's light on the horizon, and you notice that the water they're on is very smooth. This is a calm card. It means no matter how rocky things get, you're always going to come out ahead of the game. So believe in yourself, and this card says that the boat will steer itself. You don't have to worry about it.
And this is for
Wes. Wesley.
Wesley, hi. I picked the Knight of Shields. And the Knight of Shields talks about being a person who is very steadfast. Yes, I know, the cat wants attention. About being very steadfast and certain of your path and hardworking. And even though you're a bit ambitious, that you have a compassionate nature and a compassionate heart.
Okay, so we forgot Tracy.
Tracy.
So sorry, Tracy. I even wrote you down and I still forgot you.
It's not that I don't love you. I just talked to you the other day, and remember, you're it.
Okay, so Tracy, I pulled the Six of Pentacles, and look at that. Money above him, money falling out of his hands. The scales have equal amount of money, and there's little sacks of money all around him. So this means that you should financially be okay in your future, as long as you balance, look after yourself and your money, and don't run out and buy something just because you think you want it. It really should be a case of, do you need it? But the other nice thing is this is all about creative energy around you. So I'm going to say start using your creative energy.
Then I picked the Queen of Swords. And this card talks about you have a lot of gifts. It also talks about letting go of the past as well. And moving forward, writing what's upset you so that you have a better way of understanding what happened. Give me a second. Can you say goodbye to everyone now, please? Okay. That you'll do well.
Yeah.
Excuse me, guys.
Okay. So Jacina says she thanked us for the reading for her cousin and for pulling a card for her. And she's single, not involved with anyone. And yes, she's been living like a hermit for a while because she's tired of being hurt and betrayed by guys. Thank you both very much. But Jacina, I'm saying that you've got someone coming towards you. So heal thyself. It's like we were saying to Kathy, you know your past, look at it, deal with it, and move forward. Because if you stay in the past, you could be like me 32 years later and still single. Okay. I was married once, tried it once, dated a whole bunch of people. And once was enough for me. I a great guy. And my daughter loves him, so that's what's important. And I'm stuck with him. He's now our cousin by marriage. And so 32 years single. Don't do that. All right. I mean, I love being single. I can do whatever I want. And Sandy could be an example and say, yes, she does, because she'll take off when she wakes up in the morning. But the thing here is about you expanding yourself and not blocking yourself from having that fantastic relationship that's coming towards you, Justina. All right. Elaine said, thank you. You're both right. Tight on tonight. Really appreciate Taylor. Oh, okay. So that's how you saw what Taylor said. She would love to have a reading done. I was just after Shelby. Oh, okay. We did do one for her, right? Okay, Cheyenne. Oh boy, that's going to be tough. He didn't tell me to leave, but I'll try again. And this time I'll bring a gift to ease the tension. Cheyenne, also bring a candle so he can see the light, because maybe that's part of his problem. Maybe this spirit has been here so long that he doesn't know how to recognize the light and move towards it. So if you have a candle, it will demonstrate and light it, but don't burn the place down. And it will demonstrate that here's light. Tell him, this is the light. This is what you're to go to. Okay, Kathy, a gift like what? Oh my God, I don't remember what I said. Okay, I don't know. A gift, a message from spirit, someone dropping something at your front door, not in a brown package, set on fire. Okay, don't stamp on it if they do. Okay. Bev is my mom. Okay, answered. So now it's Marion. Hello, Marion. All right.
Hello, Marion.
So, 3 of Cups celebration, Marion. And emotional celebration at that. Plus, there's also a little tinge of sadness with this celebration. So it's 2. I've got happy celebration. I got a little sad celebration. So it may be something going on around you. And I'm going to say we all know you'll get through it because you always have. And this is December, just before Christmas. Sorry about that.
And I picked the 5 of Swords, and it talks about a little bit of loss of control over something and looking for something that you feel is missing from your life, even like I said, a little bit of lack of self-control. And there may be someone that's going to come up and try to say, these are your weaknesses in life. I'm doing this for the better of you. Don't pay attention to them. Like, listen to what they have to say constructively, but don't take it to heart, and don't try to change because someone says, this is what I think you're doing wrong.
Okay.
And I know you've got the grace, even though I don't know you, I believe you have the grace to do that without wanting to chop their heads off or anything.
Okay, Shelby, I sent a little message down below. Could you please give us your papa's name? It makes it a little easier to look to make sure, because this is a different format than having people sit in front of us. And if you can, then we'll have a look, okay? Cheyenne, can you pull a card for Peyton and see if he has any messages left for him, especially from his grandfather? Okay, again, Cheyenne. Just a minute. Sort of felt as though I'm supposed to say to him, if the house is on fire, run out, don't run in. And that may be literally about his emotions, about instead of keeping the emotions locked inside, maybe he should be seeing someone, talking to someone, explaining what's going on around him. Sorry. And this is the 9 of Swords. Feels like he's a little trapped, but the truth is that he's not. All right. So help him out.
And this works because I chose the Queen of Cups. And it talks about someone that is very, very sensitive to their environment. And they're very intelligent, but they're sensitive and they might need a little help and direction. And I believe the grandfather is very much sort of saying what D'Arcy said. And if there's a problem, a little bit of help. Help isn't such a bad thing, right, sis?
Yep. Help is wonderful.
And for those people that hesitate about dealing with grief management or anything else, I used to say this to my palliative patients when I was a nurse's aide. I was strictly palliative, and I'd have patients that didn't want to take medication, didn't want to do something because they wanted to prove how strong they were. Well, think about a tree that's been uprooted, right? And it's been moved across the country and planted in another yard or field. And we put sticks there to hold it and support it. That's all help is. It's a little bit of like a stick to lean on until we're stronger.
Yeah. It's like if you hurt your hip, you need a cane to help you walk until your hip stops hurting. So Amanda asked any messages from her spirit guides tonight, and you're going to have to give me a few minutes, Amanda. I'm not picking anything up except don't step in the puddle. That's strangely enough. So I don't know if it's raining there too. You never know. I can remember as a kid, you know how you go out, you got your rubber boots on, you're jumping in a puddle. And I can remember jumping in a puddle that the water went up and over my boot because it was deeper than it looked. So that's basically what I'm hearing, Amanda.
So look where you walk. Look where you walk.
Yeah. And Taylor is asking about relatives who have passed, and she's asking about her late brother, Ben, and her late dad, Darren. So, Taylor, one of the messages I'm hearing is that love is like a paradox. Okay. We just think we get it figured out and things change again. But this is more a paradox of you're receiving love from them who are on the other side. And the more you're open to it, the more you're going to receive. And this is about you. This is your ride now. You're not, no one's there to, it's like a tricycle. You take off the training wheels. Now, Taylor, this is your life. This is your ride. The training wheels are off. And normally if you fall, you pick yourself up, maybe dust off what you've hurt, cried, knees, elbows, and you move on. They're saying that it's okay to move on, that they're always going to be around you. They're always going to send love so you can receive it.
So from your dad, Taylor, look for the white feathers. And he says that he's been sending you white feathers that you haven't been paying attention to. And I'm sure you know what that's about. And that, you know something, he really, really loves you. And sorry he couldn't stay long enough to see everything. And he's very proud of you. And as for your brother, Ben, whatever it is you think was your fault, he's saying that let it go. It's not your fault, honey.
We all pick our death time, Taylor. Now, interestingly enough, Taylor, I'm just curious, do you have a blue duck? Okay, I saw a blue duck, so it could be a blue, I don't know, a blue bird of some sort, but I keep seeing this blue duck. I don't think I've ever seen a blue duck. What are they? The mallards aren't blue, but they have a little blue on their chest every now and then. But I keep seeing this blue duck.
No, I've never. Oh, and before I forget, can you make some bannock and leave it out for your dad?
It's like Santa.
Very similar. Very similar.
Yeah. Okay. So Kathy said, thank you. She'll start a journey. Amanda said, oh, look, pretty black kitty. How sweet. And her Isabel is a solid black also.
Would you like another one? I'm giving Oreo away for free right now for the number of times that he has jumped up and wrecked something.
Irwin, thank you. Marion said thank you. And Shelby gave me the name of her papa, Irvin. So if you just give me a second, I will have a look for you. And then Jacqueline or Jackie, may you please pull one for me? So we will in 1 second.
So Irvin, I know, I'm just curious. was he the person in your life that the influence in your life where he really, really liked Shakespeare and the story of the three witches from Macbeth?
Yeah, that's going to be hard. You're talking to Shelby, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I was thinking, I don't know, Irvin. The only thing I was thinking is the gas station.
No,
Okay.
this was Macbeth.
Okay. Shelby, I'm going to have to sort of wander and see if I can hear something. I keep seeing a pickup truck. I'm sitting in the driver's seat. I've got a silo over here, and I've got wheat on this side, and I feel like I'm driving. Makes me think of Saskatchewan for some reason, but I'm just going to see if there's anything else he'll show, and you can let us know if any of what we've said rings a bell for you yet. Okay, so Jackie would like a card.
Okay.
Ooh, the wheel of fortune, and the number 7, lucky 7. Okay, and the wheel of fortune, like that looks like a ship's helm, and it looks like he or she is driving into their future. And so, Jackie, you are at the helm of your own ship. What direction do you want to go in? It's totally up to you. As you spin that wheel, it will land exactly where you need to be. And trust that spirit and all your guides are taking you there. And lucky 7.
So I chose the 6, another major arcana card, Lovers. And I'm not sure if you're in a relationship, but now's the time, if you are, to add a little spice. And it also talks about tapping into your in a harmonious way into your personal level of energy. If you have some amethyst, and what's the other one I'm thinking of, D'Arcy?
Which color? Amethyst or rose quartz? It's blue.
Is that hermit?
Yeah, totally pulling a blank here. I can see it blue with little streaks in it.
Yes, and they're good for tapping into your subconscious energy and balancing you harmonically.
Okay. So Cheyenne said that what we said was dead on for her Peyton, and Amanda, no rain, but she stepped in cat water earlier after she just mopped the floor. Cheyenne, we don't need any more animals. And Shelby, to answer your question, she doesn't know if he likes Shakespeare and stuff. And then I'm just going down to Shelby again for a moment because she said he was from Saskatchewan. And I tell you, that's exactly how I see him. He's just sitting there and he's ready to drive. So to me, driving in spirit is about communication. It's about sending you messages. And I do believe he's around you. But out of curiosity, is your grandma his wife on the other side, or is he waiting for? Because I see the car started, but he's not moving anywhere. Or truck. It's a pickup truck. It's a 1965 Ford. And it sort of looks sort of brown or maybe rusty color by the looks of things. And so that's how I'm seeing him. Okay, and then Amanda says, absolutely, he can join our crazy house, laugh out loud. Charlie is special. He is the baby earlier. He kept attacking the curtain. After about the 5th time jumping, he lost interest. I love cats for that very reason. And Cheyenne, no, okay, they're talking back and forth. And yes, that's it. Lapis lazuli, that's the stone you're talking about.
Yeah.
No, Shelby, she's still here. Then keep an eye on her, okay? Because there's something going on. Yeah, it is definitely a brownish colored with a little rust or something. Do I have any special gifts that I'm not using? Yeah, maybe the broom, Kathy. Okay. No, I think you're using whatever gifts you have at your disposal, you're using. But if you're anything like me, I hate the broom unless I'm going to sit on it and ride across the moon. And I'm still waiting for that to happen. So I can't think of any other gifts. Okay, well, Penelope.
Broom.
Yeah. I have 2 witches' brooms. I'm waiting for one of them to go boom, and we can hop onto it and go for a ride. Well, that would be.
Where can I get one?
You know what? That would be really safe, considering flying with COVID is a dangerous course. Now, if only I can get that broom to work.
Now, where do I buy the brooms?
I got it from the broom factory on Granville Island. So.
Okay, so I'll just rate them and see if they ship.
They ship. Oh yeah, they ship.
I think I'll put it on my Christmas list, the broom.
Well, I'm so glad Kathy thought it was funny. I hate the broom. I've always wondered what it would be like never to have to broom your house. Okay, D'Arcy, he is my wild child. No one else does these things. Laugh out loud. Although Isabella has taught everyone how to open drawers and cabinet doors. Yes, I'm pretty sure Shadow would open doors if she could get up to that handle.
See, I have cats that open doors. They open the cupboard doors and stuff. And the one thing I hate, and my son was famous for teasing me with, is I hate coming into a kitchen and finding my doors open because it freaks me out. And I have a cat that opens all the doors on the bottom and the top floor, on the top shelves.
Well, you know when our cats are hungry because they go in and they open the door and shut it, open and shut it, open and shut it until you get so annoyed you go and feed them. Okay, yeah. So it is that time of night. We are going to thank everyone for joining us. It's been a lot of fun. Kathy, we could just do that slap, slap, slap thing right now and we'd be fine.
And this is Malcolm, everyone.
Yeah. I am not going to be on tomorrow night. I have been battling a little bit of a cold and everything, so I'm going to take a night and really doctor myself up. So we will see you Tuesday and with Sean and I, and Penelope next Wednesday, and I'll be on the following Thursday. So, and just as we're ending, Amanda said, I agree, Penelope, laugh out loud. We thought we had a ghost until we saw her do it. Yes, it's always great having cats. Okay, well, Penelope, thank you for coming on the show as well tonight. It's been fun as always. And just so a reminder, December 22nd, it's the 3 of us, so it should be interesting. So that's a Tuesday night, which would normally be Sean and I, but we are doing all 3 of us on December 22nd. So put it on your calendar because we would really like to see everyone.
So do we get to bring brooms?
I'm bringing my broom, just in case.
I don't know if I wear a Santa hat. Maybe I'll take out my witch's hat.
Well, whichever. Hat's a hat. Okay.
Well, everyone have a blessed day, evening, a blessed rest of the week. Thank you so much for having me. Many blessings.
And may love, joy, peace, and happiness find you all in mysterious ways this week. Blessed be.